Welcome to Joe Khalil's Conversation Piece. I share my thoughts on social content in sports, politics, and entertainment. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So I wanted to talk about the Knicks today. They got turned down by 5 teams for a coach. And the question is, did Leon Rose and Worldwide West, did they do their due diligence before letting Tom Thibodeau go? Because usually, if you do, you have someone ready to go, right? And we're finding out that they're getting turned down left and right. Now, here's the folks that they've gotten turned down by. So they've been calling teams. They've called the Houston Rockets. They are trying to get an interview with Ime Udoka. Houston said no. Next, the Dallas Mavericks, trying to get Jason Kidd, and no dice. All right, then they go to try to get Chris Finch of the Minnesota Timberwolves. They turned him down. Then there was Quinn Snyder of Atlanta. The Hawks said no way. And then Billy Donovan from the Chicago Bulls. They said no way. So there you have a list of coaches that turned down the Knicks. And you just think about these things because, at the beginning of the year, the Knicks, they gave Thibodeau a 3-year contract. And he brought the team to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time. And he was the first coach to do this in 25 years that the team did this. And you're talking about back-to-back 50-win seasons. And it's just, to me, I'm still kind of boggled by it. And, why do this? He's brought you further than you've been in a long time, but it still wasn't good enough. All right, what triggered that? Okay, and it just seems at this point the team doesn't really have a plan, because you look at it, anyone that they hire, they're going to have to go to the finals, and I wonder if not only, we mentioned the Jason Kidds, we mentioned the Billy Donovan, the Quinn Snyders, Ime Udokas of the world. I wonder if they're also thinking about this, right? They're putting it more on the team to say, well, hey, no, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm happy where I am. Just put something out there that you're not going to allow them to talk to me. Because these coaches are smart. They know that if they do not get to the finals, then it's pretty much a failed season. Why are you going to go from where you are to the Knicks and just go to the Eastern Conference Finals where the last guy, Thibs in this case, got fired? I mean, to me, make that make sense. And if you look at these coaches with these teams, Ime Udoka with Houston, Houston's young and upcoming. And he can pretty much mold that team the way he wants to. Same thing with some of these other coaches. Chris Finch in Minnesota, all right? Jason Kidd in Dallas. I mean, you think about Jason Kidd's situation. Now, next year, he'll get Kyrie back at some point, when he recovers from his his knee surgery. And then you have Cooper Flagg coming in. You have the hot young rookie who's going to come in. And then you had the big trade, the Luka Doncic trade that bought Anthony Davis over. You're going to have a pretty good squad there. So it almost makes no sense moving over it. And maybe the only thing that saves grace to say if you did move over is to say, well, I'm going to go and coach the Knicks because they're in the Eastern Conference and there's less landmines there than in the Western Conference. So maybe, the Knicks can play that angle for any of these coaches that they're going for. But I don't know. I don't think it would be a smart move for them. So let's see who's on their original list. So you still have Mike Brown, okay? Yeah, he was the guy. He was fired mid-season by the Sacramento Kings. Mike Malone, he was fired with 3 games left. Denver Nuggets, he's a champion. So that's someone you can really think about, and that's someone I would recommend. Taylor Jenkins, he was fired from the Memphis Grizzlies. He was fired with about 2 weeks left. So he's someone you could think about. And then there's, I heard that Jeff Van Gundy's on their list. I don't know how serious that is. But then again, he is a assistant coach for the Los Angeles Clippers. Maybe he's trying to get back into head coaching. So the question is, those guys that I named off, are any of these coaches better than Thibs? I don't know. Maybe they can get a hot assistant coach. And about a week ago, I had a video involving the Knicks coaching search, and one commenter suggested Johnny Bryant of the Cavaliers. And I see that he's on their list, and that would be a good choice, I think. But let's see what happens. They're running out of options. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. I'm Gerald Khalil, and I'll see you in the next one.